And I'm very deeply worried. You have to take this also against the backdrop, Randy, that we are going to go into an election, and all the public opinion surveys suggest that the EC is massively losing credibility. From a low of 49% confidence in the EC, we have now arrived at a 10% confidence, public confidence in the EC. We should be worried. That alone is a keg of gunpowder. From 49% to 10% public confidence in the EC. And this 10% public confidence in the EC was recorded before the appointment of Apia Hene and Co.
You have a problem with Apia Hene's appointment?
Me? Me? You didn't hear Kudel?
No, I'm asking you if you have
Everybody has a problem. Everybody who is honest and sincere would have a problem with this appointment.
But you know him?
I've never met him before.
Okay. But you've heard him speak? You watched him?
Now, after his appointment, I've listened to the videos and audios of him speaking.
Really?
I've seen the statement which was put out by Kodio.
Okay.
I've seen the statement which was put out by the Bono branch of the NDC and so on. I've seen all of those things.
Okay.
You understand? And I am completely shocked. Completely shocked. What are we doing to ourselves? Now come to think of it. The people who are defending Apia Hene's appointment were the same people who had objections to Charlotte Osei's appointment. Compare Charlotte Osei to Apia Hene. Compare. Just compare the two. So the double standards.
Just in case there are people watching us who don't know Apia Hene or what you are referring to, let's just watch him.
Okay.
Nukure woman say MPP as a political party and MPP government. You see, someone say the year live in ba and ebe mo win 2024 elections. Yeah, mamu da opportunity. You know, this voting here say bi wa ko mo ye chinchin e twan sa. Sa de ko pie Supreme Court. Mo na mo say abano yisi awie mama mo. Anam de yisi ni MPP akwa anam de yisi akwa court na MPP nso ye one of the respondent. Yisi mo kan ma asem wie na MPP say hey ye kra ni kasa. Hey judge na na oti adwa mu. Ti find this for na numa asem no mo kan fo mu de na fa bu asem na maye. Ye di fo abuefo. And when this fo mu ye kum. Hey na benya so no obi enya asem na makopie panyin anim. Wodi makọ ukọ ya uka na asem sina na me de me ni hwe ka fa wono ne nsem no waka na bu amefo. Fa bu asem sim di for the confirm. Say obi be ka say ma jam na me nkọ wo sword this way. Yes say you live no. Mo de mo support you and I say mo ni mu because see yen this NPP nyina no as two major political parties. Yeah, quite elections are yeah, obi a week, obi a pen yonko weak point. If you know to say the Speaker of Parliament, I can forum be as say 11 year pass, MPP will lose the next election. As what is assembly pay. Jai. I don't so much person be jai. Now what you can know, Quantia Sembeni. Yes, some of the moon, Samono, Musi 11 year, the banner Ghana for support. Munyani and Ghana for support. I don't know, Bemi who's in a Ghana for support to say a policy. No. Election, yeah. You go to Abanase, Ghana for and you know Ghanaians we react.
Yeah.
Ghana for when it comes to election, you're proactive for Sanyo Mano.
This time they
and as a political party, any policy, any vision. Hey, when it comes to policies, Ghana the history is there for everybody to see. Yeah, the major policies about Ghana how be benefiting me. Me found quite free SHS, it was a vision and a policy. Ghanaians are enjoying health insurance. It was a vision and a policy. For our transportation system or the buy. And when you talk about policy, that one let us not go there. If you want us to debate about policies, NDC as a party, NMPP as a party, we can debate it because since 1992 up to this time, one Ghana farmer now akonya more so near so and that's omu or mine my majority, but you can't even point out single policy. You can't. Mo policy am the buyer at the end of the popular am wamo and it's a nursing teacher training allowance mutuemu. Now they will so many say but if they will classify it as a policy, I don't know. But what I say, sa policy no can be na 20. You see, when 2016 year koto aba mutua teacher nursing training allowance ni no. And Ghana former mu say na my na muawo. Buana sata yeah last me no mu chiche ska wo table suma students. Ye koto aba no Ghana for chiro mu say sa de na amwa. Enu bi na yenso yes mu de munya ye yi levi no. So mo na nje ne say no kranka mo nye campaign o meboa. Se mo ma hu say ade yi ekofu ye mo de yi levi ba pa wom. Ye wini ene ye nye campaign because we all know the amount of money most spending as a political party you're spending in an election year. Especially during election. Yeah. It would say you live near the ban a sure bet for you to win. Minua, my bet say atwamamo. Us na to atwamamo you live us na atwamamo. Indian man needs for munya. And so and na Ghana for ni be in each and Ghana for ni be nyantin you maybe and the one we started saying say no be me lose election. What the mommy enye lose election. Na mo so storm mo na yeko. And so mo timi buro mo parliament nyina no. Ade obi the bar wo benya advantage every election. What was the change now? Me asma make what matter? Ade obi nim say nipa wo the bar hey I'll have an advantage over him. Who be cover boxing and who the weak point. Money expose no one as change na still weak point in my own yet. You are not being fair. That's all ground get truthful. I don't know how Ghana for the door and what's Ghana for the door no. Ghana for the door no. I just say no the support na nanka initially no. Nanko mede minority in terms of say you live in a yampene no. Eno na I started adecha no mede o mana shenesa. Eno ntia de yagiatu yenko ka say hey Petro boyed na fatrotro untumi to Petro fatrotro yenko ka o yenko ka say so man boyed na fa passport 2 kwan. How mo na ka sa yadi eka si odwanfunu o ka ye ntie obia yadi bibi abeka bia ye som tina me say fix it and yadi amo person mo capitalize on it for political advantage. Omo nim people those who are behind the fix it on social media. Omo no so omo di ayeye no mdi birika gigi akosisa ebi mo ko akọ fesika twitwiri die omo so menu ma ye den won we ho budget na ebi mo de co sponsor no so won fix it who demonstration budget ebi omo so menu ma ye den no won fix it who demonstration
sa budget no ho na de babonti
oh how would the babonti
politicians go filimo
ebedru sponsorship e koso na fix it no sa de modo se nya baso a bubo hu leaders edi animu what you say
colors no so fast no mo so aja ko shechire na
o pushi o ndim say me say fix it no fix it no me no fix it no o mo ndim say they want o mo be leverage on it to gain political advantage yeah
massa but akwa say mo so mo accept say yes
exactly we are fixing it oh me no me say say me anim so mo de be sa ade no I didn't know obi akoye budget to cost sponsors a demonstration fix it. What you say? India the say nanado Ghana for GDO papa ni mu hwe say Ghana for GDO papa we hu bi da na say research bi exactly because president on the second term still for the first time Ghana been see that say president be on the second term no one former president Sadi Akusi Agan obi ani President Mahama no popular and so still obitin over 500,000 votes. I ne papa Mahama judge edanyane was NDC for pa bon ma bon e bon NDC agents omdom ko o ti bo ma bon me dia carlos dey no count because wa bon anka wanchi seat we win am NDC was NDC for polling agents a tro kro wunim tro yeah, throw one grow. What you say? What's that? This is for bon. Hey, Juma, any colors mo ye he. Sunya Ebono region. Meaning yen animal me call regional lawyer to call any other colleagues ni because representing people original office no. Ye ni this for the question. No mu ye adwuma. Dia pa mu ye ma papa nya papa ni anso so ma bon.
Father.
Yeah.
What we body order.
Hey. Yes.
Champion PIN. No size. Because I see you are very excited.
I'm not excited.
Oh.
I'm frightened.
Frightened?
Really frightened.
Oh.
I mean, at the
The
time...
Electoral Commission needs something like this.
At a time when public confidence in the EC has dropped to 10%, this is the appointment we have made. This guy is brazen. Really brazen. I don't see how in any civilized country which is trying to practice democracy in any part of the world, a man like this will be appointed onto the Electoral Commission. I don't see how. I mean, sometimes we're only in Ghana. This is one of the only in Ghana cases. Brazen! You understand? So, if there's a dispute, if there's an election dispute, and this gentleman is sitting on the Electoral Commission, how are we going to resolve it? I mean, it's frightening. So when you listen to this gentleman who has just been appointed onto the Electoral Commission, and you get a leading member of the government, in fact, a cabinet minister, say that we would never hand over to the NDC. What conclusions can you come to after listening to this gentleman? After his appointment? So even the statement that our friend Brian Achampo makes ought to be placed in context. And if you put it in the context of these developments, it's even worse. You understand? The statement gets more meaning, it gets more amplification if you add all of these considerations. I'm frightened for the future of Ghana. I'm really frightened for the future of Ghana. Look, we are speeding. We are speeding. I mean, we are accelerating at an unprecedented pace into a Armageddon. That's what is happening. I mean, what is this? What is this? And then, you see, this is what shows that this attempt at equalization is useless. It is more than statements which have been made by political actors. If you add this to the equation, you are not just talking about reckless statements by political leaders. Of course, if you are looking at reckless statements by political leaders, you find them in all the parties. But this one, we've gone a step further. We've gone and put a card-bearing swearing professor as a member of the Electoral Commission. So it gives more meaning to the threat of not handing over under any circumstance. I'm really scared about the future of this country. And I think that all right-thinking persons must be very, very scared about the future of our country.
Right, so Kwesi, during the holidays I was at home, Volta Serene, but you have a lot of fans there. A lot of fans, a lot of people saw me, and I watch you with Mr. Pratt. And they extend their pleasantries to you, especially one young man with the food and beverage department, Otto. Otto, he says that he's a diehard fan of yours. He says hi. So anytime you get to Volta Serene Hotel, look out for Otto. Yeah.
I go to Ho quite often.
Yeah.
I go to Ho quite often. But Randy, jokes aside, I beg you, jokes aside, we should be worried about the future of our country. I'm very deeply worried.
You know you know, Kwesi.
Look, imagine that under President Rawlings, just imagine that under President Rawlings, when appointments were being made to the Electoral Commission, Dr. Tony Edu was appointed as a commissioner. What do you think would have happened? Just imagine.
So, Kwesi,
just imagine
yes.
that under Professor Mills, his assistant, Koku Anidoho, was appointed as a commissioner of the EC. What do you think would have happened in this country?
So Kwesi,
just imagine that under John Mahama, Alote Jacobs was appointed onto the EC. What do you think would have happened?
So Kwesi, let me ask you this question. You know President Akufo-Addo better than anybody on this table. These appointments also have to go through the Council of State. How did this happen? I mean, to the extent that despite all the issues, these videos and all the talk, it looks like as far as the President and Council of State are concerned, and for anybody else, there's nothing wrong. What we have actually seen are attempts to justify and perhaps to try and find something in the history of the Electoral Commission to justify why there's nothing wrong with an appointment like this.
Randy, last week I had the privilege of interviewing the senior programs director or officer of Codeo. I think it's called Mausi Dono or something. And he expressed doubts about this consultation with the Council of State.
Why?
He was not sure.
Oh, it happened.
Well, maybe you know something.
It happened.
Because he's saying that if you look at previous appointments to the EC, it went through certain processes. There were even times that the government itself, even the Akufo-Addo government, encouraged public participation in the discussions about who should become the Electoral Commission. He said this one is very strange. The processes, nobody heard about the processes. Bam! One day it was slapped in our faces and so on. So he had some doubts.
Well, you know some people on the Council of State.
Yeah.
After this program, check out with them. It happened.
Oh, I will. I have friends on the Council of
Yes.
State. I have very good friends on the
Yes.
Council of State. But Randy, maybe it's possible also. Because look, this is so outrageous that I can't see how any right-thinking persons who really want to promote democracy and so on can do this. I can't see how. Even the president, as I sit here, I'm willing to think that maybe he didn't know the full facts. But this is so brazen. This is so brazen an affront to the democratic order that I'm beginning to doubt, how this happened. How could this have happened? How?